Hello, we're going to do a full body workout, so working lots of muscles, compound movements, lots of muscles and joints all at once. So let's start to warm up. So just side tapping, rolling the shoulders back, so side stepping. Good. So for this workout, you could use some dumbbells. We're going to use dumbbells. You could also do the workout without dumbbells if you want. Good, let's inhale up, arms up, exhale down. So getting a bit more movement into the legs and arms, and then we're going to reach to the sides. So making the movements nice and dynamic. So the more you warm up, the more you can make the movement a little bit bigger. And up. Good, and let's march on the spot, lifting the knees up as high as you can. Good. Start to feel the heart rate getting a bit stronger now. And let's do some hamstring curls. And arms up. Good, and let's do some mini squats. So weight in the heels, like you're sitting back in a chair. Excellent. And now taking the leg back, each leg back. So like a warm up to a reverse lunge. Excellent. And let's just come from side to side. So feeling a bit of an opening, the inner thighs, weight is back. Excellent. Let's just march a bit more. Arms to the front and then arms to a V shape. So let's do 2 in the front and 2 in that V shape. Good. So let's get our weights. Hopefully you feel warmed up enough. If not, continue to warm up until you feel warmed up. So the first movement, we're going to do a squat to a shoulder press. So we're going to have the weights by our shoulders. So when we come into a squat, you might want your toes slightly turned out, so the feet are wider than the hips, and we squat, we come back like we're sitting in a chair, weight in the heels. So what we'll do is a squat and then come into a shoulder press. Good, let's go. So you can do this without weights as well. The weights just add a bit more of a challenge. So check that knee is in line with the foot. Really important to protect the knee. Good. So working a lot of muscle groups here. A lot of muscles in the legs, as well as the shoulders and the core. So keep that core engaged. Good. Hopefully you're starting to feel warmed up. Excellent. Let's have a rest here. Good. So the next one we're doing is a goblet squat. So you might want one weight, or you could also do it with 2. So coming back to that squat position, the weight is by the chest and the elbows are tucked in. So you're going to come down into a squat and then come back up. Good, let's go. So not only are we working the legs here, getting a little bit of the back, even our forearms and the core as well to keep us stable. So check that knee isn't rolling in. Keep it in line with the foot. Even if that means you have to modify the movement. So if you come down a bit lower, that's fine. Good. So working all the big muscle groups to start with, get the most kind of benefits for our time. Good, now we're going to come into a pulse. So coming down, 1, 2, 3, and up. So really drive through the heels when you're coming up. All those legs working. Good. Let's just do a few pulses at the end. So anytime you need to take a break, take a break. If you want to keep going, keep going. Feel those legs burning. Exit, squeeze up. Wonderful. So the next one we're going to do is work a bit more on the front of the shoulder as well as our legs. So we're going to come into like a reverse lunge, but more of a modified one. So a modified split squat. Keep that knee in line with the foot. Okay, so find a stance that is comfortable for you. So you've got your balance, we're working a bit on our balance as well. You're going to come into a frontal raise. So you could also do the frontal raise without standing in this position if it is uncomfortable. But by doing this, we're also getting a little bit more leg action, as well as challenging our balance. So only bring the shoulders up to shoulder height. So we're also working our core to keep us stable. Full body exercises. Of course, if you wanted to go lower in your lunge, you're welcome to. Always do what's right for you. And with the frontal raises, you can use lighter weights. Just for ease, we're keeping the same weights, but these movements you could use lighter weights. Excellent, well done. Switch legs. So you may also notice your heart rate going up. That's another benefit of this type of training. Get a bit of cardio as well. So taking the other leg back, this time we're going to come into a V raise. So making a V shape, like a 45-degree angle. Working the lateral sides of the shoulder. Check that knee is in line with the ankle. Find your comfortable stance. And again, you could use lighter weights for this or no weights. If your arms, shoulders, feeling it's a bit too much. An alternative would be to bend the arms. Good. I can definitely feel the weights are getting a bit heavy, which means we're challenging the muscles. Get a bit more muscle growth from this stretch position when the arms are long. Let's just do 2 more. Great. Well done. Just release those shoulders. So I only need 1 weight for the next one. So you can place the weight down. And you come into a wider squat with 1 knee bent. What we're going to think about is our hand being here to keep that knee in line with the foot. So this is what we want to avoid, rolling in or too far out. Just check it's in line. And then we're going to place our hand there. We're going to bring the arm up. So we've really got to draw in the core, because that's what's keeping us stable. We also want to protect the lower back as well. Good, so we're getting a lot of core work here, as well as a bit of upper back. get that rotation. And holding this isometric position with our legs also means we're getting a bit of leg work as well. Good. Don't forget to draw that core in. When we get tired, it's easy to let our form go. We want to keep the form. Brilliant. Now let's change. So come onto this side. So I'm going to check that knee is in line with that ankle. So you can use that hand to guide us. And then we're going to bring the weight over and across. Good. So keeping the weight in front of the chest. So the weight shouldn't be too far away. So keep the weight like it's gliding across your t-shirt. Good. Are you drawing your core in? Because that's what will protect the lower back. We don't want to make the movement come from the lower back. We're really working all this area in the core. Good, one more. Excellent, well done. So now we're going to work a little bit more on our hip flexor strength, as well as our abs, our core, with also using a weight. So what we could do is we could either march, or we can do the march with a figure 8 movement. So I'll demonstrate, and we're going to alternate legs. Good, so if you want to lift the legs up, got that balance challenge. So we come across the legs up, try and keep the leg up. If you can't keep the leg up, do the modified version my mum's doing. Again, we've got to challenge our balance, really working the core. You may feel those lower abs engaging as well. This one you could also use a lighter weight or no weight at all. So the higher you lift the leg, the more you're challenging your muscles, but you could also make the move smaller by lifting the leg a small amount. Don't have to lift it all the way. So you're doing that figure 8 at the top to get that core and a bit of arm action as well. You're even getting a bit of cardio as a benefit. Excellent, well done. Just put the weights down. We'll do one final one for our abs and our hip flexors, alternating. So you may be able to touch the knee, you may not. The foot or the leg. If not, keep the move lower. So again, think about drawing in that belly. Working our balance as well and our concentration. Getting a bit of cardio as a bonus. Excellent, well done. Just release that, we'll just have a quick stretch out. So well done. If that doesn't feel enough, feel free to repeat the video and do that circuit one more time. If not, we'll just have a quick stretch out. So if the heart rate has come up a bit, we just want to bring that heart rate down. Good. We'll do a calf stretch, taking one leg back. Let's clasp the hands behind, or you can place them here just to get some opening in the chest. Breathe. This is a good time to celebrate the fact you did a workout. Good, and we'll switch legs. Really set you up for the day, the afternoon or the evening. So arms can be back or interlaced. Always keep that knee in line with the ankle. Good, let's do a quad stretch. So you may want something to balance on, or you can place the arm out. Breathe. So stretching gives us a good moment to recover. It can be quite relaxing as well. And the other leg. Good, and let's just do a quick hamstring stretch. You can always use a chair if your back feels a bit sensitive. And the other leg. You could also hold these stretches for a bit longer than we're doing. Good, and let's breathe up, just shake it out a bit. Breathe in. Excellent, so well done. That's an effective workout. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time. Well done.